Good morning everybody and welcome to my channel, and today it's a special recipe, and it's chicken dak banglo, a recipe which you can take back to the times when the British ruled India. The word dak banglo refers to a fully furnished and well-equipped rest house where the British officers used to take rest while on a journey or during a hunting trip. So all the ingredients that I used here are actually found in the farm itself. The male cook or the khansama used to prepare this particular dish with the chicken available at home and also with some eggs which are forever available in the farmhouses. A very typically Bengali dish. Today I want to build that particular magic in my kitchen. So welcome back to my kitchen. Well, chicken dak banglo, we normally take country chicken. So this is the local chicken that we get, but you can always use the other chicken also. This is one small chicken, around 750 grams of chicken. Now I'm just going to drop in a few things for the ingredients there. I will preferably use something like whole masalas for some. Like this is around 2 tablespoons of cumin or jeera seeds and almost 2.5 tablespoons of this is coriander or dhania seeds. These two I'll grind together. Normally in normal dak bangla recipes they use a lot of chilies, but here I'm avoiding too much of chili. But however, I'll just drop in 1 green chili, but normally they use the red chili. For now I'm going to use 1 green chili there. So I'll use 1 green chili there, but for the color, because I do not want to compromise on the color, so here I have taken 1 small teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder and 2 teaspoons of ginger garlic paste. I'll give it a nice mix there, and this will I'll try to compensate the color problem with this. So this will first go into the chicken there. I will also now put in slowly the other ingredients. First of all, I'll put in some haldi powder and then I'll put in some salt, but I will also need around 1 big tablespoon of dahi, which I will have to give a nice mix there and use it. Okay, and goes in the haldi powder, the turmeric powder, enough of it as is required, and some salt there according to your taste. The other things that will go in, I will need around 3 medium-sized onions. These I will give it a nice grind and use it, and I'll also grind this in the mixie. I'm now adding in the mixture of this is the cumin and the coriander. You can also add in a few of course peppercorns there, but first of all I'm trying to give it a mix, because the more you marinate, the longer the better for the chicken. So I'm marinating because I've done half of the ingredients that has gone in, so I am marinating this first and then I'll put in the other ingredients as well. Now let me just go in for the onion. This is how the onion looks, beautiful paste there, that too goes in. Now I'll also add in some mustard oil there, raw mustard oil. So say this is 1 big tablespoon there, and another big tablespoon of the mustard oil goes in, and I'll also add in a little bit of sugar. So half a teaspoon of sugar and just half a teaspoon of pepper powder. Now I'll give it a nice mix there. If you want to increase the color, you can always, but avoid the heat there, you can always add in more Kashmiri red chili powder. But if you are happy with the heat, the chili heat there, you can add in some dry red chilies along with this. So this has to have a minimum marination for almost an hour. The more the better, and as I say, I always love my meat marinated, and therefore this will now go into marination for at least an hour in the refrigerator. So while the chicken was marinating, what I did was that I just peeled off the potatoes, smeared them with some salt and some turmeric, similarly boiled the eggs and smeared them with some salt and turmeric and fried them in all of these in mustard oil. And now my chicken is ready after an hour. But I would always like to repeat, the more you marinate, the better your chicken will be. For now, I just marinated for an hour, and now let's get cooking. We'll do the cooking in the same oil in which I have fried the potatoes and the eggs. So this is around 3 tablespoons of mustard oil. It's smoked up properly, and I will just drop in the chicken. So we'll let the chicken really fry up properly, and we'll also put in the fried potatoes. I'm keeping them whole. I've used 4 in place of 3 potatoes. And now I'll just cover and cook on almost high flame, and of course check in between. So we'll cover and cook for around 7-8 minutes now. So after almost 7 to 8 minutes, this is how it looks. All the water has come out, and the chicken is almost, the marination is almost drying up, but I did entire thing on very high heat. So still I'll cook on for some more time, and I have already started to boil some water that I will use with this. So let me see, it's still not done. It will need a lot of time, but to make my life easier at this moment, I'm going to do something else. I've taken another big onion and fried it, deep fried it. This is also now going in. It's the barista, and as we all know, Dak Banglo is a very old form of recipe. They used to, all the Khansamas used to use it. So we are using the barista here. Once the masala begins to stick on to the bottom of the karai, what we are going to do is that try and make our lives easier. We're going to use a pressure cooker. Otherwise, if you want to cook it here itself, it'll take another 20 minutes or so. But now I'm going to transfer it to the pressure cooker and cook it for around 4 whistles on medium flame. So I've transferred the chicken to a pressure cooker, and now I'm adding in almost say 1.5 cups of water, hot boiling water. And now I'll also place the 2 eggs there. The eggs will also go in, and we'll cook it on medium flame for 4 whistles. So this is how the chicken looks after 4 whistles on medium flame, and now I'm going to put it back into the pan and give it a boil. Now all I'm going to do is that remove the pieces of chicken from the gravy, and just remove all of them, because we are going to pass the gravy through a sieve so that when we eat it, it doesn't stick on to our mouth. Now we'll pass the gravy through a sieve so that below we have perfectly, completely smooth mixture that will form the gravy. This is a newer version of the traditional way of cooking the Dak Banglo curry. So this is done, and now we go about with the recipe. So I've thrown the gravy back into the pan, and now I'm just putting in the chicken. We'll need some water. Now this becomes a very clear, nice sort of a gravy, and now I'll just drop in the required amount of hot boiling water. So I'm putting in the required amount of water there. Not be too much of a gravy, but just let it boil there for some time. We'll have to check on for the salt. Just putting in a pinch of garam masala, and then just cover and let it boil for some time. If I cover, it will become easier and faster, so I'm covering it up. I'm also adding a little bit of butter, 1 small teaspoon of butter, because butter is something that really enhances the entire thing. Everything that you put in, say, curries and all, it really enhances the flavor. Now check in for the salt, and I require this consistency, so this is done. I just need to dish it out. Now that's how it looks. Yummy and delicious, delicate flavors merging into one another, and that's my chicken Dak Banglo. And it's my version of the chicken Dak Banglo. I hope you enjoyed watching this recipe, and I hope you're going to try it out. And do let me know in the comments box how you liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and of course please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you.